Hey guys, it's me Rebecca. So I'm here to do my April wrap up and to discuss a little bit of my May TBR. So in April I read 4 books and I did have one DNF, which I will mention this because I didn't mention I was planning to read this book when I did my April TBR at the end of my March wrap up. So yeah. So let's discuss the books I did read in April. First book I read was The Appeal by Janice Hallett. This is about this community in England, and they're hosting this later. Play community. And the local theater group, I'm sorry. And the director, Martin Hayward, and his wife, they're facing some difficulties in their life. Their young granddaughter has been diagnosed with a rare form of cancer, and with an experimental treatment costing quite a lot of money. The castmates rallied to raise the money to give her a chance at survival. But not everyone is convinced of the experimental treatment efficiency, like if it's real or not, or if it's like a big scheme happening in this community. And this woman, Samantha, she's this newcomer who just arrived back to England after doing some work in Africa. And she's convinced this whole thing is a con. She's trying to find evidence that supports her claim that the family is lying, that they're being conned by this doctor who she has some history with, who happens to be the doctor who's supplying medical treatment to this granddaughter. And things kind of get tense with this community, and then the day after this big dress rehearsal, a body's found, and soon an arrest is made. And in the run up to the trial, 2 young lawyers shift through the material. This is an epistolary novel. It's told in emails and letters and text messages and all that kind of stuff. And there's suspicious effort run in this community. So I did really like this novel through. I think because I'm so used to that body being found on page 1, and then you see detectives trying to solve the mystery. I think I was expecting for the body to show up on page 1. So yeah, that's the one I had to kind of change my mindset about the fact that this is a different mystery novel than what I'm typically used to reading. But I did like how we see the tension kind of growing amongst the people, like how initially most people seem to be on board, and then things get tensed with everyone. Yeah, and I was also intrigued about certain characters, like with one character who Isabel. With Isabel's character, she kind of seemed to try to manipulate the situation to be in her favor. Like, if someone's remembering events a certain way, she'll be like, "Oh, what do you mean? It clearly happened this way. You are clearly misremembering." And so that was interesting, where she's kind of manipulative, trying to roll in favor of Martin and his family, because in this community, if you're not in favor with those who have power like Martin or Sarah Jane, you're kind of you're at the bottom of the social scale, you're not going to be in favor. And they try to put the blame on Isabel when the body is found, so that was interesting. And I was also intrigued about the past with Samantha and her husband Cal. like they came back from volunteering in Africa, and something seemed to have happened, and it was the doctor who the family were working with. Like we do see what exactly happened, and this doctor who like was involved a family member of theirs who they wanted to see like in the best like you know, it's family, so yeah. But yeah, I did enjoy this novel. The ending was like I don't know. There's an aspect of it I wish was kind of fleshed out more because it seems like Martin and his family like they lost everything, and it just felt like one whole jump. Like I would have liked to see like what exactly happened that caused them to lose everything. You know, their power, their money, this like building that they were running. It was like a community center or some center. So yeah, I did like this one. I did give it. And the next book I finished in April was Heaven Official's Blessing, Volume 1 by Mozon Kamushu. This is about this guy named Shilan who he's young, he's beautiful, he has strength and purity and all that. And all he really wants is just to help people, like he just wants to do good to the world. And he ascends to godhood and then falls. And he ascends 2 more times. And we see him on his third time of being ascended. And he goes down to the mortuum to hunt these ghosts, and yeah, it starts off with like this angry ghost who is taking brides who are on their way to their husband's home, and it's a resentful ghost who's trying to get the attention of her past lover who did ascend to godhood as well. And then we see him in this desert trying to help this general and that history, so yeah. But along the way, Shilan meets this guy named Sun Ning, who turns out to be this like evil ghost named Ching. I could never say that properly, I apologize. And the two form a connection. So far it seems like a friendship, but it's probably gonna be more. So yeah, I did enjoy this, not as much as I enjoyed A Master of the Maniacal Division, which is the other book I read by this author. But I did like this, and I'm planning to read volume 2. But this one, I just liked seeing how he just wants to help people, like that's all he desires. He just wants to do good, and I don't know, he doesn't really seem to care, or that the other gods don't like him. This cause him difficulty when he is trying to do what he's supposed to do on Earth, but he doesn't seem resentful or upset about it. He's like, yeah, I'm aware of the fact, and I have fallen, and I'm not in favor of many of them. Yeah, I did enjoy this. So I'm gonna go in order of the books of how I read these books now. And after I finished Heaven Official's Blessing, I did move on to the Library of the Unwritten by A.J. Hagrid. This is the book I DNF'd. And this book is about this librarian of the Unwritten, which is like the space in hell where all stories unfinished by their authors reside. And when a character from the story escapes hell, and a librarian who's assisted by her assistant and this demon will take this character back to their book. But for some reason the character's not able to re-enter their book. And we also follow this other timeline of this angel who's kind of offered this page of the devil's Bible, and it's kind of a race between heaven and hell to get the rest of this devil's Bible, because otherwise the war will begin or something like that. This wasn't horrible for me. I don't know, something about it. Like, I just couldn't connect to it. Like, I didn't care for the characters. I didn't really care for the plot. Like, I did lose interest when 150 pages in. So yeah, I just dnf'd it because I lost interest. Typically, when I dnf it's because there's a voice in my head telling me I don't care, I don't want to do this. Yeah, just not for me. I didn't think this was a bad book. This wasn't for me, unfortunately. Yeah. But the next book I did read in April was The Chosen and the Beautiful by Neville. This follows this character named Jordan Baker, who I believe was in The Great Gatsby, and we see the events of some of the events of The Great Gatsby from her POV, but also we see how she's just trying to find her place in the world, being an immigrant, being a magician, being queer. Like, she's just trying to find her place in this world. And it seems like with this world, magic is kind of interwoven with it. Like, it's like a normal thing for magicians just to be running around and not being trouble. And Jordan also has to worry about something called the Manchester Act, which would expel any Asian immigrant from the US. So yeah, I did like this. On reflection, I do wish some things were fleshed out, just because a lot of things, like with the magic and whatnot, it's a bit surface level-ish. And I did like the fact that Jordan, she's just enjoying her life. Like, she grew up in the Midwest where she kind of had to be more careful on her actions, and being a woman, being Asian, went all that stuff. In New York, she has certain freedoms, and she's still trying to find her place in the world. Yeah, I don't know. I did like this when I was reading it through. I probably should have reread The Great Gatsby, just because I read it probably like 7 years ago, so I don't remember much. I don't remember if Jordan Baker's, like, how minor her role was, if she was in it at all. But yeah, I did enjoy it, and I did enjoy the fact that Jordan, she's able to see ghosts, so it seems like she's not really able to, like, separate that past. Like, she's kind of like connected to it in some ways. Like, yeah, I don't know, I just enjoyed this. The last book I was able to finish in April was The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo. This is about this girl named Louisa, who is this servant in this household, and this household isn't rich. Like, she's paid very low wages, and Louisa is able to perform magic, and one day the matriarch of that household catches her performing magic, and she forces Louisa to perform magic for her guests, to kind of try and climb up the social chain in this world. This takes place in the historical time period in Spain. But one day, Louisa's performing magic for this guy who's like a spy for this guy named Perez, who used to be the secretary to the king, but fell out of favors with the king. And one day, Louisa is approached by this guy named Victor, who her aunt is in mistress for, and he becomes her patron, and she competes in this tournament that would eventually allow her to perform in front of the king of Spain and probably be part of his court. So Louisa takes this opportunity. She wants to kind of improve her life. She wants money. She wants more. Like, she knows she can have more. She thinks she deserves it, which is quite interesting. But the thing is with Louisa, she cannot exactly reveal the language she's using for her magic, because it's not exactly the Spanish, it's so many other languages. And also Louisa has to hide the fact that she is a Jewish woman. Like, she was baptized, she goes to mass, she does everything that a good Christian should do, but she still has the blood of a Jew. So she does have to hide that fact. And along the way, she does kind of meet this guy named Tango, who he's kind of a servant to Victor and his family, because of a spell or something that Victor's great grandfather, I think it is, performed, that kind of ties the two. Like, Santiago will live as long as he's connected to Victor's family, and Victor's family will have luck. So there's that. And I did like this, but I still had some questions about it. There seemed to be like a connection between Santiago, and Louisa, and I was just like, why is there a connection? Like, what connects the two powers? Like, he always claims that there's like the smell of oranges when Louisa's like performing magic, or when he's near her, and I'm like, what exactly is that about? But also with Perez, like, there was some political intrigue about it, like what exactly happened that caused Perez to fall out of favor with the king, and what caused the king to kind of trying to hunt him down. Like, Perez, and he does escape Spain and to go to England, and I'm like, was it like church officials whispering in the king's ear that the Perez isn't a good guy, because it seems like the church has a lot of power in this time period? Is there more? I also was intrigued about Victor. Is he just a man who wants power, or does he already have some title already? Like, there's a lot of questions I had about that kind of information that I would have liked. But yeah, overall I did enjoy this. I did like the relationship between Santiago and Louisa. I enjoyed it a lot, and also I did really enjoy the atmosphere of this novel. So yeah, this was also a fun. So the last book I'm reading in April. Today's the 28th of April when I'm filming this, but I know I'm not gonna finish this book before it ends, because I'm only on page 88 right now. And that would be She Who Became the Sun by Shelley Parker Chan. This is about this girl who, she's not really given a name, she's just called Zhu, Z-H-U. I don't know how to pronounce that properly, I apologize. But she lived with her father and her brother in a place that seemed to have bad luck. Like, the village they were living in never rained, so they were in a drought, and they would blame it on the current king, who they don't like. And one day, she and her brother go get their fortune read. Meaning it's their father takes the brother to the fortune teller, who tells the brother that he is like meant for greatness, to do great stuff. And I'm sorry. And she, after her brother and her father leave, she asks the fortune teller what her fate is, and he's like, nothing. So yeah. But one day, Bennetts come to their village and they kill her father, and the brother seemed to have like wasted away after that, and he dies eventually. And she does take her brother's place in this monastery thing, where the father promised he would send the brother when he turned 12 in favor of like wishing the brother well. well because the brother was born sickly, and she does take her brother's place and she pretends to be him, and yeah, that's really hard so far. Honestly, not much of a word, but yeah. And so far, we did get there, but we also will see a bit more. And so far, I am enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. Zhu seems determined to do everything she can to achieve what her brother couldn't. To not, and to go against the, I guess, fate that this fortune teller set for her. Like, she doesn't want to be nothing. She does want to try more than that, and eventually she does end up in the army to fight. I think it's the Mongols or someone. I don't know exactly. And yeah, that's what I've read so far. And so far, I am enjoying it. I'm liking it a lot. It's quite a story. So yeah. That's all of the books I read in April. And for May, after I finish She Who Became the Sun, and my full thoughts on that one will be in my May wrap-up. I'm planning to read Daisy Jones and the Six, which I believe is about this band from like the 60s, I want to say, and they break up and they're interviewed about like what happened in the days that led up to, in events that led up to the band's breakup. So yeah, I believe this is told in interview format, and I heard your book's supposed to be good, but I'm not an audiobook listener. But yeah, I'm intrigued by that. And yeah, we'll see how I feel about it. And I'm not sure if after that I'll go into Heaven of Fisher's Blessing Volume 2. We will see what I read in my main wrap-up. But yeah, that's all for today. So I read in April, how I'm planning to read in May so far. So yeah, so if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment below telling me what you've been reading recently. If you want to, please subscribe to this channel, and if you want to follow me on any social media, all those links are down bar below. I'll see you guys next time I post a video.